Like a lot of people, I have been watching the news for the past week, and I'm actually recording this on a Friday, so the Friday after the election. And today we're a little bit died down a little bit, but they're still protesting and mad people and lots of other things. But I think that I've been struggling this week as to what kind of devotion I want to do. And I am not just one to talk out of my head. I have to intentionally feel led or really feel passionate about something I'm speaking about. And so over the past couple weeks, I've watched the course of our nation change, and I have watched people attack other people. But you know what? Here's the thing. This isn't new. And we have been attacking each other for decades. And even more so in the past 5 to 8 years, we've been, well, probably more than that. I would say probably in the past 10 to 15 years. And then especially in the past 8 to 10 years with the rise of social media, it has been drastically amplified. I mean, think of my YouTube etiquette video that I just posted not long ago about people making videos of other people and not agreeing with them, blasting them and disrespecting them in comments, or posting other videos that is in retaliation of one of their videos. This isn't new to our nation. This is our nation. The issue with our nation is that we feel compelled and like it's our right to be cruel to people. This video is not about politics, actually. Earlier this week on my Facebook page and on my Homestead page, I simply posted a status that said, it really doesn't matter who is president. And trust me, I would be posting this whether my candidate won or my candidate didn't win. But ultimately, the moral of the status was take control of your life. A president can't make you happy. A president can't take away your morals or values. Take control of your life. Take control. Grow a garden. Get some chickens. Start your homestead or further grow your homestead. Take control of your health care. So many people are afraid of health care issues right now. Take control. Listen, I've been afraid of health care issues for over 10 years now. And that's a different story for another day. We don't have insurance. We haven't had insurance for a few years. We actually go through a Christian co-op, which I will link below, which is exempt from the Affordable Care Act. But anyhow, that's not what this devotion is about. But all of this together combined into one cauldron, shall you, made me look inward. And it's something that's kind of been stirring around in me for a few weeks now. And today's devotion is going to be about living with intent. Living with meaning. And some could argue that, well, you are living with meaning when you're standing up for certain rights and you're standing up for this or that, and that's true. But that's not taking control of your life. That's fighting someone else's fight. There's nothing wrong with that. Today's specific devotion is going to be about living intently. Living intently. That means making conscious decisions every day about your life. So it might look something like planting a garden and canning your own food, buying some chickens, learning herbalism and growing an herb garden. It could look like just simply sitting back and spending more time with your family. It could be anything, but making sure that it makes a difference in your life for the better and grows you for the better as a person. And here's the thing. As a nation, we're never going to be 100% happy because not every person in this nation is going to be 100% happy. The only way that we can ever be truly happy is if we make our own happiness. I mean, really, that's not me telling you to go live a happy life. That's just common sense. Here's the other part of this. If you are following me on Facebook, I have recently come to the decision that YouTube is really not for me. And for those of you who have been with me from the beginning, I think you know this. I think you know that I have always had a love-hate relationship with YouTube. And I have said this from the beginning. YouTube is not, it's not the community that's similar to, it's not similar to the blogging homestead community at all. And I think the difference is that most bloggers are naturally writers, and therefore we convey our emotions and our opinions in a different way. Homestead bloggers especially, I feel, are they're a little less likely to say things that purposefully offend someone. Where on YouTube, everybody's got a big mouth and an opinion and they want to tell you what they think. And that's fine too. I've done it. But when I think about living intently, I have to think about what's good for my heart. And my heart cannot take much more of this, of watching people tear each other apart. I can't. And so, you know, I'm not going away from YouTube, and that's not what I'm making the video on. I'm not going away. I'm not going to completely stop making videos, but I am going to pull back a lot. You know, Junior has his videos that he wants to do, and a lot of you have been asking for them, and yes, they are coming. We changed some things around, as you saw on Facebook. Some of you saw that he decided not to keep quail. We're getting rid of quail, and he's instead going to do rabbits. Breeding rabbits, yeah. And that's awesome, and I'm excited about that. Of course, I wish you would have told me this 3 months ago when we had rabbits, but so we're slowly looking. He's paying for this all on his own, but see, we're living with intent. Stepping away from YouTube a little bit, not completely. Again, I'm not pulling away completely. I'm just pulling back. The reasoning for me, and this is me personally, this has nothing to do with the rest of you guys who have YouTube channels. But I need to make a decision based on my life of living with intent. I found that YouTube videos actually stress me out a little bit more than sitting down and writing. And here's why. Because I have always been a writer. I have always expressed myself better when I can sit down either with a pen and paper or at a computer and just write. And it just flows out of me. Words are my lover. They are my secret love. But intently living my life with intent, I would rather focus my time on what I really love to do, and that's write. My foundation of homesteading and my foundation of where I've gotten today, I wouldn't have a YouTube channel if I had not first and foremost been a writer. And that's what I'm going to stay true to. And so there's one portion of me making a decision on my happiness and the happiness of my family. Because here's the thing. When one person in your family isn't happy and isn't living with intent, it spills over into the rest of the family. That's where you get bickering and arguing, and your unhappiness and your meaningless living really affects the other people in your family. And especially for women, you know, wives especially they really do. Men, you know it, they set the tone in the household many times. And I found that if I had been notified of a video that somebody was bickering or arguing or saying something that wasn't true, or if I had just been scrolling through my YouTube channels and saw a headline that I didn't agree with, or maybe it was me trying to make a video, you know, like the whole quail and Christmas lights video. It was an easy task, but then I had to take 20 minutes of my time to explain why we were doing it and explain about winterizing. And 20 minutes doesn't seem like a lot, but for someone who's not intently living for that reason, then it is a lot. And then you have to edit it, and then you have to do everything else to it, and then you have to promote it. And while our channel has grown because we've just stayed true to who we are, secretly I just haven't been happy. It hasn't brought me any joy. And so I had a conversation with my husband, kind of like a conversation. And at first I didn't agree with some of the things that he was saying to me. And this goes back to the whole, you know, honoring your husband and submitting to each other. And he basically said, you know, it doesn't bring there's no meaning to it. Now, not in a mean way, but in a way of, if you aren't living with intent to reach people through this platform, then why do it? And that's kind of how I had been feeling. You know, I wanted to start doing the devotional because it meant something to me, and it meant something to others. And I know, guys, I know that our homesteading journey has helped other people. I get messages and emails every single day of my life saying, oh my gosh, I loved this video, or I love that video, or I'm so happy I found you. And that brings me so much joy. But I realize that I can cut back and still help you just as much, and not have to post a video every week or every 2 weeks for that matter. I never created a YouTube channel to grow, you know, and to make money and to be extravagant. I didn't create a YouTube channel to do reviews and tell people what they can and can't do, or any of that stuff. That's not why I ever created a YouTube channel. I came and created a YouTube channel because I wanted another outlet, and that was a popular outlet. I made the choice to have a YouTube channel because that was a business move. It was a way for me to bring in a little bit more income with things that I was already doing during the day that I could record and share with people. And long story short, it's not something that I'm not living it with intent, and I don't foresee myself living intently for it. I can sit down when my son is doing homeschool and I can write a blog. I can't sit down and make a video when he's homeschooling. And I think that was my ultimate, you know, I can sit down early in the morning and I can write a blog. I can't go outside at 5 o'clock in the morning when it's pitch black and make a video. You see what I mean? For my life right now, I am not intently living for YouTube, making videos. I'm not stopping. That's not what I'm saying. It'll just be less of it. So please do go and follow us on the blog. But this was just one example. When I made this decision, when I posted it on our Facebook page the other day, I think it was yesterday, for me yesterday, I just felt this release, like, finally. And we do this so often. We get into situations, we get into relationships, we get into emotional states where we know we're not living intently in them, but we force ourselves to stay there. And that is completely against the fruit of the Spirit. And the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, self-control, all that. But what happens is we get so stressed out in the middle of these situations. And then when we finally take the step that we're supposed to take and intently say, I don't want this. I don't want to do it. It's not for me anymore. It's like this, it's this release. And it allows us to grow and move forward. And that's biblical too. You're constantly supposed to be in a motion of growing and moving forward. Why stay in a place that's stagnant? I mean, now listen, I'm not talking about marriage and I'm not talking about stuff like that. I'm talking about these little situations that really make big impacts on our lives. Why do we wait so long to make these decisions? And so that's the decision I made. But it's not just that. It's other things too. You feel this stress and it spills over into your family. It spills over into your husband. It spills over onto your children. And then suddenly everyone's in a bad mood. You're like, why is everyone in a bad mood? And with women, we always have this happen. And we're like, oh, it's just hormones. It's not, though. Sometimes it is. But we feel the stress and this overwhelming feeling and this, like, just like jittery. And we don't know what's wrong with us. And we'll often say, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm stressed. I'm upset. I'm unhappy. And we don't know about what. And if we look at these little situations, like a friendship or a job or not buying something at the grocery store that you should have, or just daily things that you're not intently thinking about. It's the subconscious things that hurt us the most, I think. And it's scrolling through our Facebook news feeds. It's going through our YouTube videos. It's scrolling through Instagram and seeing one more selfie from that girl. It's going through our Facebook news feeds and seeing one more political post, or seeing one more rant, or seeing one more person try to outdo another person, or seeing somebody say something that you think could subliminally be about you, but it's really not about you. You know what I mean? It's these things that weigh us down. They weigh on us. And you might think they're minute and you might think they're little, but they're not. They add up. They add up like a pressure. And eventually you hold it all in, and you might explode or you might implode. None of those things are meaningful in our lives. And then we try to make excuses. Well, I'm on social media and I'm a Christian and so I'm doing good. And that could be true, but you get weighed down as well. And at some point, you have to make the decision, okay, am I living intently right now? Meaning, is this making a difference? Is this positively impacting my life? No? Okay, then let's step away from it for a while. No? Okay, well, let's step away from it completely. No? Okay, well, let's take a step back and think about it next week. You know what I mean? Why do we wait to make those decisions? We are addicted. We are addicted to the glorification of busy. We glorify being busy instead of living intently. And I think that's what we see in America right now. What I see in my own life here, in my own home, in my simple life, we see it on a greater level in America. And we're unhappy. And people are unhappy. And they don't know why they're unhappy. They just know they're unhappy and they're miserable and they don't like their life. I couldn't put all this in a Facebook status. Because nobody would have read it. But the short version was, take control of your life. Live with intent. If your child is sick, tend to that baby. I'm not saying you aren't. I'm just saying, tend to that baby. Tend to him with love and nurture and gentleness. Instead of saying, okay, here's your medicine. Sit down. Just go to sleep. I've got stuff to do. That can wait. That can wait. Pour into your child. Pour into your child when it comes to homeschool. Pour into your child. Give your child that undivided attention. If your child comes to you with a problem, don't blow them off. Say, I do it, guys. That's why I can sit here and say this. I'm on a journey just like you. Focus on them. Live with intent in that moment with that child. Live intently with your husband or your wife. When he comes home and he's stressed out and you could feel that, intently pour love onto him. And vice versa, men, your wives need love too. Your wives need to be held. Your wives need to be loved. And that's why in Corinthians it says, love your wife, just like Christ loved the church. Intently make a conscious decision to do these things. We make conscious decisions to make that YouTube video, to write that blog post, or to get on Facebook 100,000 times a day, or to think up arguments in our head that, if that person was here in real life, this is what I'd be telling them. We consciously make these decisions, but yet we are on autopilot with our families and with our lives. That's unhappiness. That is where unhappiness comes into our lives, settles in, makes its home, puts up a tent, plants its own garden, gets its own chickens. That's what happens. So, that's my devotion for this week. I'm not going away. Follow me on Facebook. Follow us on our website. Follow me here still. I'm not going away. But for now, I'm making a conscious decision to pour into my family. To consciously make the decision to choose them over the rest of the world. We like to get caught up in the idea of having a ministry or having positive influence on people in a wide range, and we forget that our very own mission field is within our home and within our community and the people around us. That's living intently. That's living intently and taking control of your life and saying, you know what, I'm going to bless someone today that I know personally or is in my community personally. That is where true relationship with Christ starts, and that's how you get people in a true relationship with Christ. That's how intently I want to live. Me. Let me stress that. And I know some of you feel this way too. That's why I'm sharing it. This could be for you. It could not be for you. Move on if it's not. But for me, in my season of life right now, this is where I am. So today I wanted to encourage you, if that's what season you're in, if you're feeling overwhelmed and unhappy and misguided, and if you're flying on autopilot with all the important things, not living intently on all the important things, but making the conscious decision, I'm going to get on Facebook today. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to so-and-so's page and see what they're talking about. I'm going to see if such and such defriended me yet. I'm going to get on YouTube and see if this person is still yelling at this person. Or I'm going to get on YouTube and see what this homestead did, and I'm going to do it better. Or I'm going to get on YouTube and I'm just going to blah, 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 blah about nothing and be done with it. You make those conscious decisions. You make the conscious decision to get up, get in the car, go to the grocery store. You make the conscious decision to do all these things, Are you living intently on the things that really matter? So, there's my devotion for the week. I hope that you will join me. I will still try to get devotional videos up. Not every week, like I said from the beginning, but some weeks. I'm really busy this time of year, so I apologize that I may not be on Facebook as much in the coming months. But I am going to be blogging and updating you guys every now and then. So I'll link all this information below for you. Thanks for joining me on my journey. I've really been enjoying all of you, most of you. And I hope that you'll continue to follow, because I really feel connected to a lot of you, and I've talked to a lot of you and intently poured into so many of you that I could never go away completely. So that's it from me this week, guys. Hope you have a great week. Please be kind and gentle and make the conscious decision to love your fellow man this weekend, in the coming week, in the coming year. We're almost on New Year's, believe it or not. Live with intent. That's it for me. Hope you guys have a great week. Happy homesteading.